Hello everyone. It's Dr. Crystal here. It is my prayer that you are all doing well. Thank you for coming back to my channel. My goodness, it's been a long time, but here we are again. I'm trying to get back. It's been busy all around, and I'm thankful that I can be here to share some useful information. So, I've severally been asked to do a PowerPoint or a presentation on how to cope during the pandemic. But as I've done some of these presentations where I've spoken, I've come to realize that what we need to cope applies to almost everything. Is we need the same coping skills for a lot of things, a lot of tragedies or catastrophes that may face us. But it dawned on me that one way to cope is to just be prepared. And to be prepared, we need to be doing the same things that we would need to probably increase or continue to do during a catastrophic moment like a pandemic or any other challenges that we may face in life. Well, welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Caroline Cristo. I have to say this, that in this presentation, I am operating as an educator, a supporter, but not as a therapist. So I urge you to seek professional help, psychotherapy, or any other help that may be useful to you if this presentation invokes any difficult feelings for you. The presentation is entitled, How Do I Cope During and Post-Pandemic? COVID is going to be gone, or COVID is going to become a part of us, and it won't be anything it won't maintain the same magnitude that it has had. So it behooves us to start planning for future life events, as life will always happen, quote unquote, and have its way. So this presentation is really focused on just how to maintain and have good skills and coping skills that will really see you through anything. How do I cope during and post pandemic? One of the first coping skills is in the form of a decision. I come to realize the importance of spirituality during tough times. And I am using the word spirituality here very loosely. So please use it as you will, as you understand it. But I'm going to share with you what it means to me, or the general definition of spirituality. So, spirituality is a broad concept of a belief in something beyond yourself. For example, I believe there's a God, there's a creator will who's looking out for me and who will be there when I need him to be there. So spirituality may involve religious traditions. It doesn't always involve religion. And these traditions may be centered on the belief, of course, of a higher power, but it can also involve a holistic belief in um, an individual connection that you have to others and to the world as a whole. So define it as you may, make it work for you. But decision number one, or coping skill number one, is that you need to practice your spirituality as you understand it. You need to find a place of peace where when you feel your world is chaotic and unmanageable, where do you find peace? I find mine in my spirituality. Though spirituality may not always be connected to religion, most often it is, fortunately or unfortunately, whatever the case may be. So here are some types of spirituality, and you may have noticed that spirituality and religion, unfortunately, sometimes are used interchangeably. But one thing I can say is I have found that more often than not, there is religion in spirituality, and there is spirituality in religion. So consequently, they're used interchangeably. So here are some types of spirituality or religions that imply spirituality. So Christianity, out of the entire world, 31% practice Christianity, as you can see, 24%, or rather almost 25, practice Islam. And then we have 15.58% that practice secular, non-religious, agnostic, or atheist beliefs. 15% Hinduism, 5% Buddhism, Chinese tradition religion is at 5%, ethnic religions 3%, African traditional religions 1.2%, and then you have others that are under 0.3%. The religion that has made the most sense for me and that I have chosen to believe that story is Christianity, which here ranks the highest. It's not a judgment. It's really just finding what religion works best for you. Because even within the Christian faith, there are many types of spiritualities that people choose to embrace or practice. Therefore, I encourage you, based on what you see, most of the common ones, to find one that makes sense to you. Of course, we have a lot of questions about Christianity, a lot of questions about Islam, but choose the one that makes the most sense, the one that makes you be a better person. At least that's why I chose Christianity. I'm a better person when I'm believing, when I'm praying, when I'm fellowshipping with other Christians. And it ranks the top, so I tend to go with what is the most popular one. Just a choice. Like I said, that's my preference, and I pray that you find yours and practice it accordingly. Next, we'll discuss prayer and meditation. Um, some people think prayer is meditation. Some think meditation is prayer. Again, it really doesn't matter. I think as long as you have a clear understanding of what your goal is, whether you're praying or meditating, it serves the purpose. So, meditation is a practice where an individual uses a technique such as mindfulness or focusing the mind on a particular object or person, thought, or activity. The purpose of this is to train attention and awareness and achieve a mentally clear as well as emotional calm and a stable state. An example would be to try spending 10 to 15 minutes each morning engaged in some form of meditation. I have come to find great benefit in just laying in bed before I put my foot down and breathing through my diaphragm about 5 times. Somehow it starts my note on a better day. But before that, I would say a prayer. And my prayer would be typically handing the day to God, asking Him to guide my steps, asking me to asking Him to help me be a vessel as I do my job, asking Him to be with those that will be under the sound of my voice on that particular day, that my words would be healing to them and that they would feel better, supported, understood, loved at the end of our encounter. So I first seem to practice meditation through breathing techniques and mindfulness and awareness, and then I will say a prayer before I put my foot down. So, what is prayer? Again, it's how you define it for yourself in a way. Some people say it's a conversation with God and how you can develop a personal, meaningful relationship with God of the universe, God that loves you. That's what I see it as. It is the act of uh, practice of praying to God, having a conversation with Him, asking Him for your needs, your desires, your goals. Um, so some people, including myself, sometimes just are having a conversation as I am with you right now with God, and pause for moments to hear some type of clarity, direction, and then continue as you would communicate with somebody else. So it has no step-by-step manual instruction. So as part of coping, practice spirituality through prayer and meditation is one skill and coping skill that I have found to be of significance, significant help. Fortunately, there has been some research that has been done on spirituality and the use of spirituality and the impact it can have on our lives. One of such studies was done by Whitehead and Bergerman in 2012, where, as you can see the title, Coping with Daily Stress, Differential Role of Spiritual Experience on Daily Positive and Negative Effect. So in this particular study and many others, research has shown that religion and spirituality can help people cope with the effects of everyday stress. That's why I pray every morning, because I know there's going to be some type of stressor in the day. So I pray and meditate as a way of preparing and buffering against the stresses of the day. Another study found that everyday spiritual experiences help older adults better cope with negative feelings, and it also enhanced positive feelings. This study was for older people. However, I can attest that I don't consider myself an older person, but I do feel better and cope better with negative feelings and my enhanced positive feelings after prayer. Please allow me to share with you some uses of spirituality based on research as well as self-report. Spirituality is sometimes used to find purpose and meaning. It is important as human beings that we have some type of purpose and meaning. And I can say that most of my individuals that I see in psychotherapy, some of the depression and anxiety comes as a result of feeling purposeless, feeling that they have no use, that they have no particular aim and goal in their lives. Therefore, spirituality can help find purpose and meaning. Spirituality can help cope with feelings of stress, depression, and anxiety. Spiritual experiences have been found to be helpful when coping with the stresses of life, as I mentioned. So I pray every morning so that I can prepare myself for the daily stress that comes with being alive. Spirituality can help restore hope and optimism. During COVID, I'm sure some of us felt as though there was no hope, as though we were not going to see the end of all these restrictions that we felt were imposed upon us. However, spirituality can give you a sense of optimism that it will not last forever. The adversities that we're experiencing will not last forever, and give us a sense of hope as well. Spirituality can help somebody find a sense of community and support. As human beings, most of us at least, naturally seek a gathering of some place where we can feel we belong and are appreciated. So, because spiritual tradition often involve organized religions or groups, becoming a part of a group like this may not be a bad idea. It may actually serve as an important source of your support. Now, those of us that attend church or gathering places found that we got extremely restricted. However, such gatherings started happening on Zoom. So we were still experiencing that sense of gathering and community, even though it was not physical presence. So spirituality can give us a sense of community support and belonging. Many studies actually have also proven that prayer works for young and old alike. As I mentioned in um, my earlier slide that said that older adults experienced positive feelings of optimism. I'm not yet an older adult. I am headed there. However, old or young, studies show that prayer and spirituality have been linked to better health, a greater psychological well-being, less depression, less hypertension, less stress, even during difficult times. We find that if we are spiritual, of course, we have more hope. So even when the moments are difficult, we still are less stressed because we have hope that things will get better. We are more positive if we have some form of spirituality. And we also have a superior ability to handle stress, which is really perseverance. I therefore urge you today, the sooner the better. If you've previously had a spiritual life that works for you, but have kind of fell back due to stress, life, work, that imbalance that we may experience, I strongly encourage you to go back and step it up again. I am not a spiritual advisor, nor am I operating as a therapist. Consequently, I am just sharing with you what has worked for me and encourage you to continue practicing that which has worked for you. Or if you've never heard of this spiritual life thing that I just spoke about, to maybe look into it and read about it and see if it's something that you'd want to incorporate in your life. Decision number two, or coping skill number two, remember these are coping skills that we can use during any difficult moment and any adversity. But I don't want for us to wait until we encounter a catastrophe and start looking for these. The best coping skills are the ones that are ingrained and almost embroidered in your DNA, so that whenever you encounter these difficulties, you are able to step up and not be swept away by the catastrophe or by the challenges that come with it. Therefore, decision number two is really just embracing who you are, embracing your uniqueness, knowing that you're fearfully and wonderfully made, knowing that you're not an accident on this earth, knowing that you are special no matter what anybody may have said. It is important that you remember that you have a special set of gifts that only you can offer to the world. I strongly believe that we have gifts that people are waiting to benefit from. We have gifts that the world is awaiting on us to deploy to assist them in living better and lives full of quality. Therefore, it is important that you have the knowledge that you have the power to fulfill your destiny after knowing what your gifts are. And finally, as you embrace your uniqueness, it is important to remember that you are special. There's no one else like you. There's only one of you in this entire universe. That makes you special. So embrace your uniqueness going forward and knowing that you are a citizen of the world and that you hold a special place on this earth and that you're here with your uniqueness and gifted self are here to share that gift with the world that awaits your gifts and talents. I therefore urge you to make up your mind to embrace and love the person of who you are, the you, get to know you and embrace that, the core of your being. Not that there are no things that need to be changed or improved, but that you are a special person. Embrace who you are and love who you are without a shadow of a doubt. That is crucial. Next, after embracing who you are and your uniqueness and that you're a special being, I truly believe that it is important that you discover your gifts and your talents. And this could be done through your parents. As old as you may be, you may not know what your gifts and talents are. So it is okay to go to a parent or somebody who's close to you and say, "What do you think my gifts are? I have an idea, but I'm not sure. What do you think they are?" And they may confirm or affirm that which you already believe, but either way, you do need to discover and know what your gifts and talents are. Sometimes through schooling, we find out what our gifts are at school. Sometimes through meditation and prayer. I bring this to God every day and say, "Lord, what is the gift that I need to offer to your children so that they can live better quality lives?" So during prayer and meditation, ask your God, your creator, God as you understand him. As I said, ask family and friends, or just soul searching. Go into that mode of getting to know you, wanting to know you. And some of this can be done through psychotherapy or counselors. Just getting to know who you are, your gifts and talents. Do not let your past define your future. Some of us have had difficult pasts where we have been told that we will amount to nothing. We were never encouraged to use our gifts, or we never even were coached or don't even know what our gifts are. But do not let that define you. Do not let others decide who you are or who you will become. Discover your gifts and talents. Make up your mind to get to know yourself, to get to know you, yourself, your gifts, and your talents. It is important that you do that. Decision number four, or coping skill number four, is be healthy. You have to decide and be determined to be healthy. You have a responsibility to walk in health. Do not mismanage your health through the use of drugs, excessive alcohol, and lack of exercise. Your body is your vehicle to success. Your body is like an engine in the car. I mean, your heart is the engine. However, your body is your instrument, it is your vessel. We just spoke about gifts and talents, but you may have those, but if you lack health, your gifts will be useless. If you're laying in bed sick but are a genius, those gifts are useless. Start by drinking water, something that we've been told for ages. Sleep on time, how about that? Eat healthy, eat right, exercise, go for a walk. Studies show that it's not necessarily the intensity of exercising, it's more so the consistency. So if you consistently walk every evening or every morning, every other day, that's what matters, not necessarily the intensity, based on research. It is important to invest on your health. Most of us have a lot of clothes, a lot of shoes, but designer clothes on a body that is unhealthy and dying is a waste of money. So make a decision to be healthy and to walk in health. Make up your mind. Make up your mind, not just on December 31st or New Year's Day. Make it a lifestyle. Make up your mind to take care of your body. As soon as you're able to work or are working, find a job, find a better job, start a business. We have to make our minds to do better than our parents. If your parents are millionaires and you can do better than them, it is even better for your kids. Make life easier for your children. Be productive for our young people and stay-at-home moms, babysitting, some of them doing hair while they're raising their children, helping out at a business, anything that earns you money to buy greater little things for yourself, just having that sense of I am able to earn, do it. Whether you're a stay-at-home mom or you are, if you can, if you're able. I do understand that we all have different circumstances. And stay-at-home moms, that's another topic for another day. I think that they do a lot that they are underpaid and unpaid for. But I have found that stay-at-home moms, a lot of them tell me, Dr. Crystal, I like when I'm at least earning some money through either babysitting for my friends, selling stuff on OfferUp. I like to know that I'm also contributing financially, though I think they do a lot. Staying at home and taking care of two or three kids or even just one, I think you can't be paid enough for that. So anything that earns you money and helps you feel productive. The next thing is not to waste our money. Ladies, we spend a lot of money on clothes, shoes, and purses. A lot of women tell me, Dr. Crystal, I have clothing in my closet that has tickets on it. I'm laughing because I also may be, quote unquote, may be guilty of that. Shoes and clothing. One thing I thank the pandemic for is the inability to go to the stores and buy more of what I did not need. So I got to save some money there. Don't waste your money. Save it. There's so many opportunities that I've found for investment lately. And there's so many to tap into, but we cannot do that if we're wasting our money. Let's train our minds to earn our keep, to earn and save our keep. Make a decision to be financially independent and strong. Make up your mind to think of ways you can be financially responsible. And those ways may be saving, earning, whether it's $5 a week or $1,000 a week, just finding ways of accumulating wealth relieves a lot of stress. I may do another presentation on financial stressors and how it's among the top five contributing to divorce and relationships. So it is important to be financially responsible. So make up your mind to be just that. Decision or coping skill number six. Again, I'm just giving you strategies that will help you through tough times, and most of us know very well not to wait until we encounter catastrophe and then start looking for coping skills. We know to build ourselves now and build a strong core and foundation right now. So decision number six is to have quality destiny relationships. And I use the word destiny because I want us to spend time with people that know our gifts and encourage us and extract them from us and hold us accountable. Those global citizens know that when we use our gifts to contribute to our communities, we just have an even happier community. So make a decision to have quality destiny relationships. Spend most of your time with like-minded individuals, friends with goals, purposeful, friends that are moving forward and not stagnant. Remember that relationships are crucial. I'm sure we all know the adage that says, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. Or the other one that says, friends of the same feathers flock together. So it is important to remember and to seek friendships that help us grow. Let's avoid those destructive relationships, negative relationships, relationships that put you down, that are overly critical of who you are or overly critical of themselves. There are three levels of relationships. There are general relationships, seasonal, and destiny relationships. I would encourage you to spend more time with destiny relationships. The highest level of these friendships is, of course, destiny relationships. These are people who believe in what you believe almost, and they will be there through thick and thin no matter what. And destiny relationships will propel you to being the best you can be. They are non competitive, supportive, not competitive. They're not jealous, but encouraging. They know your destiny and help you to fulfill your destiny. They're not mostly conflictual. If you find yourself in conflict with most people or most of your friendships, they may not be the kinds of people that you want to hang around often, because it clearly shows you that your thinking patterns and processes and goals and maybe level of functioning is just different. Nothing wrong about it. You're just at of um, different levels of functioning or of information processing or of goals and standards that you each have for yourself. So it's important that you don't give everyone access to your life. Know who to share your deep personal life with. Sometimes, honestly, you're best to share some of your deep down secrets with a therapist who's a professional that is held responsible by the law and ethically not to share any of your information with anyone, who is held through HIPAA law to not share that with anybody. Sometimes people go through life holding in very painful memories. But if you find yourself feeling that way, just find a professional who can help you work through that. Ask yourself, who are the five most important people in your life today that you can call in a moment of trouble and they will show up? And if you do not have anybody, please find somebody. It is crucial that you find that someone who you would also do it for. I have friends. We don't talk every day. Actually, sometimes we go months without necessarily seeing each other, excuse me, or talking to one another. But I know without a shadow of a doubt that if I call my friend and say, hey, one of them, her name is Nosa. If I say, Nosa, can you please pick up my daughter from school? I cannot make it. My other friend is Yuko. Say, Yuko, can you please pick up my daughter? I'm caught in traffic. Can These are friends who I know in the middle of the night, if something happened to me, I can take my children to them, or my children to them, and they will watch them, no problem. I would do the same for those in that circle. There's more than two. But I encourage you to have at least five. Two is okay, three is okay, but the more you have, the better. That means also that you have five people who you could do that for, and these five people who could come to your rescue in a moment of need. So choose quality destiny relationships and spend your time with these types of people. I therefore urge you to make up your mind to build quality destiny friendships, friendships that seek to help you become the best that you can become. 30 minutes later, decide today to practice your spirituality, to embrace your uniqueness, to discover your gifts and talents, to be healthy, to be financially responsible or independent or improve your financial situation, and to build quality destiny friendships and relationships. To be honest with you, if you practice all these six principles or coping mechanisms throughout your life, you will find that in moments of adversity, you can pull into your spirituality. You embrace who you are, therefore, you feel that as though no matter what's going on, you're able to feel that your value is not diminished because of your catastrophe. You're able to use your gifts and talents to the best of your ability, regardless of the catastrophe. And if you're healthy, we lost a lot of people we loved and cared about because they had not practiced healthy principles and taking care of their bodies. Consequently, a pandemic came and swept away with them. I I grieve with those who grieve, and my condolences if you lost a loved one. If you need to talk to somebody about it, or if as I speak about it right now, you feel a sense of grief and sadness and sorrow that you cannot overcome on your own, please speak to a psychotherapist, a clinician, or somebody who can help you cope with that. And finally, to be financially responsible. A lot of people lost their jobs too, but if we had started practicing saving, earning and saving, and use our idle moments not to spend hours on Facebook, but find ways of earning and using our time, for time is money, some of us, even if we had lost our jobs, would have been able to still cope and persevere through the pandemic. Decide to build those quality destiny relationships. So if you had lost your job but your friend hadn't, but you had a destiny quality relationship, you could have said, hey, you guys help us out for a little while until we can figure ourselves out. So any of these key principles, strategies, coping mechanisms, call them what you may, if you start practicing these today in your life, I can say that if you encounter a catastrophe of the magnitude of a pandemic, a broken relationship, loss of a loved one, loss of a job, you will be able to come through the other end. You will be able to remain positive, persevere, build your stamina, and become the person that you want to be, which is a person that can overcome tragedies. Because as life would have it, we have other things that will challenge our core. But these six strategies are better than immediate coping mechanisms right when the catastrophe happened. Again, this is Dr. Caroline Crystal. It has been a pleasure and honor to re-engage with you through YouTube. I do want to hear some of your comments or read some of them. I do want you to add to something that may have worked for you during the pandemic. So please share, comment, click the notification button. I am working on increasing more videos. Please let me what topics you'd like for me to touch on. I would love to do that. Actually, challenge me to study a topic or to share some information on a topic that you feel is of a burning desire for you. Be well, stay well, take care. Much love.